Okay, I'm gonna make a 3-level teleportation tutorial, meaning a simple teleporter, a more complex teleporter, and then I think the most complex you can have it get. This is just the more complex.
Maximum combo.
Special effects. Everyone will see that in multiplayer. Works in single player too. So let's start by just making the simple one. I'm gonna put a grid up. Area, shape, turn that grid on, so that whenever I make the shape, it'll be easy to construct. I'm gonna give the shape a height of 7. Also, when you have a shape for, your teleporter, you really need to make sure it's touching the ground or it's slightly underground. As you can see, the lines are now underground, so that it will trigger when you enter it. I'm going to make it green. Name it teleporter 1. And I'm going to now make the trigger. Triggers. Area trigger. Rename it to green local, or just green trigger, because it's the green teleporter. I'm going to link. Okay, so what I just did was I linked the shape to the trigger, because the trigger is going to be the main thing for everything that I'll have in the teleporter. Now when I move the trigger, I'll move that together. Always make sure that the shape is a tad bit underground. On the area, I'm also going to go back to the shape and go to target, pick, and pick that. So it's connected 2 times. Once for triggering whenever you enter the shape. And I will make it local player only. So whenever this triggers, it's only to the local player. Let's see. I'm going to add a holograph so I know where it is in game. Library, alien, props, hologram signs. Activate it because it's green. Place it right there. And increase its size using the scale tool to fit inside this. And then I will, I'm sorry, I can't make it a brush. It needs to be a geometry if I want to make it spin or something so it looks cool. So library, alien, props, signs, activated, pull it in, scale it up. And then I'm also going to link it. So now they move together, and I'm ready to create the flow graph. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna make the tag point. So you go to AI, tag point. This is where you'll land when you're teleported. I'm gonna have it, you land partially on the ground facing the teleporter. not going to link that. I'll just grab it later. I'll make it green. So I'm going to go back to my green trigger. Go to create flow graph and its options. Press OK. I don't need a group name. I'm gonna disable that one and disable those old ones that I don't need right now. I'm gonna add selected entity, which is the green trigger. So I'll just say graph entity, and I will add node. Oh yeah, before you do all this, make sure that multiplayer is enabled, it's checked off, and all your components are checked off. I'm going to set the graph to client only, and then now I'll add the node entity beam entity. I will now connect the enter from the area trigger to the beam entity. I'm going to add node game local player. So that is what will beam when this is entered, which will be the person who enters it. I'm going to add entity position, entity POS, and then I'll connect the position to the position on the beam and the rotation to rotation, scale to scale. I'm going to move the flow graph out of the way real quick and grab the tag point. Pull my flow graph back in, right click, select the entity position, then right click on it and press assign. So now when I enter
maximum,
there's nothing real special. I will add a HUD display info message. And I'll say beaming. And I'm also going to add a time delay for the beam. So I'll connect it there and I'll make it 0.25.
maximum.
I can add sounds in the flow graph by going to sound, play sound, then assign the entity for the sound it'll be played to. Whenever you enter, it'll play, or maybe when you beam it plays, and then you can select the sound. You can also change its volume from 0 to 1, so like 0.1, 0.2, whatever works. And that will be it for now.